हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू द कोड कल्चर। लास्ट लेक्चर में हमने देखा हाउ टू प्रिंट अ स्क्वायर पैटर्न बाय यूजिंग स्टार, आल्सो हाउ टू प्रिंट अ स्क्वायर पैटर्न बाय यूजिंग नंबर्स। तो चलिए आज इस लेक्चर में हम देखते हैं हाउ टू प्रिंट अ राइट एंगल ट्राइंगल। ओके, विद इन दैट राइट एंगल ट्राइंगल four patterns are there. The first pattern is of first quadrant. Okay, so 4 patterns are there means, so this is the first quadrant. Okay, so this pattern is of first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, then this is the third quadrant, then this is the fourth quadrant. From these 4 different patterns we are printing the first one, that is first quadrant right angle triangle. Okay, so for this we are doing this in Python. Okay, first consider the variable I for the rows. Okay, so I am giving numbering here, I equals to 1 for first row, second row, third row, fourth row and fifth row. So always remember, first for loop is always for number of rows. How many number of rows are there? 5 number of rows are there. When 5? If the value of our variable is 5. Okay, so take this value from user first. So integer input, enter any number, you can enter any number. Okay, that number is nothing but number of rows. But look at this pattern, in first row we have only 1 star, in second row we have only 1 star. It means that the number of row, suppose this is ith row and the number of stars printed is same. So I value is 1, if I value is 1, then we are printing 1 star. If I value is 2, then we are printing 2 stars. If I value is 3, we are printing 3 stars. So take first for loop for number of rows. So in that, so for I in range 1 comma n plus 1. Why n plus 1? Because we are starting from n and going up to n. Okay, within that take the second for loop, that is inner for loop. Okay, for the number of columns or the number of stars, suppose j equals to 1, j equals to 2 and up to j equals to 5. So if my value of I is 1, then we are printing 1 star. If value of I is 2, then I am printing 2 stars. So for that logic, take another for loop, that is inner for loop. We are taking j as a variable there. For j in range, it is, what is the limit? So I am taking here, suppose I and j. When my value of I is 1, the value of j means how many times j for loop is going to repeat? Only 1 times. When the value of I is 2, how many times for loop of j will repeat? 2 times. When value of I is 3, how many times for loop of j will repeat? 3 times. Okay, so in this way, for 4 it is 4 times, for I value 5 we are repeating j for loop of j 5 times. So indirectly we are running inner for loop I times. Okay, how many times? I times. So I want to repeat this for loop I times, means I will start with 1 and go up to I plus 1. Because if the value of I is 1, then this inner for loop will repeat only 1 time. If the value of I is 2, then I will repeat inner for loop 2 times. Okay, within that, you know what to print. You have to print star, okay, and end function to avoid the new line. Okay, after that, when I value is 1, I am printing 1 star. After that, when I value is 2, after that I am printing 2 star. But I am coming here to the new line after the I value 1, after the I value 2, after the I value 3. It means that I have to go to the new line for every new I value. So in the inner for loop, inside the inner for loop and outside the outer for loop. Okay, sorry. So I want to go to the new line. So for that I am printing simple print. For that I am going to the new line. So I want to print, just print function. Why we are going to print function? Because I want to go to the new line. So I am printing simple print function here. Here means where? It is inside the outer for loop and outside the inner for loop. Okay, so what is the use of this? We are going to new line by using this. Okay, now, so this is the basic program. Now we will look how it will work from step by step. Now consider n. Okay, take value of n, suppose 5. I am taking this value from user. Okay, so now I am taking one for loop, that is for I in range 1 comma n plus 1, that is 1 comma 5 plus 1. So I am starting with 1 and going up to 5. Okay, now take the another for loop. What is that for loop? For j in range 1 comma I plus 1. What is value of I? The value which is coming from the upper for loop. So what at the starting I value is 1, so an inner for loop will run only once, so we will get only 1 star. Okay, after that we will come to the new line. Again value of I is, after 1 we will get 2. Okay, so if I value is 2, then this for loop will repeat 2 times. Okay, so this for loop will repeat 2 times, it means that we will get 2 stars. After that we are going to new line. Okay, again I value is 3, we will get 3 stars, new line. Again I value is 4 stars, new line. Similarly we can do. Okay, so now we will execute this program on the laptop. Okay, okay guys, we will execute the same program, first quadrant. Okay, so first we will take input from user. Okay, after that take any for loop where for the range of that for loop is 1 comma n plus 1. This for loop is for always for number of rows. Okay, after that take inner for loop as number of columns, that is from 1 to I plus 1, because for the first row we have only 1 star, for the second row we have 2 stars, that is the number of star and value of I is same. Okay, for all the rows. Okay, so just print the star there. Okay, so I am printing star, and print star comma end equals to blank space. Why blank space? Because I want to print the next print in front of this star. Okay, so after that just take one print. Why? Because this print to go new line for the each I value. Okay, so we will execute this program. Take any value, suppose I am taking 7 as value of n. Okay, after that we will get the first quadrant with 7 rows. Okay, so this is the star pattern. Okay, here I can print 1 also. Okay, same program I can do in the so many ways. If I am printing here just I value, that is like this, just I. Okay, and space here. What we will get? For the first row we will get 1, for the second row we will get 2. Okay, you can execute the same program. Okay, so we will get this. Okay, first row, second row, third row, just row numbers. If I want column numbers, then I will take j here. Suppose I am taking 9, so we will get 1 to 9 values. Okay, in this way we can print first quadrant, and we can print any letter as well as any symbol, as well as we can print the values of i's and j's, that is value of rows and columns. Okay, thank you for watching. तो आज हमने देखा हाउ टू प्रिंट राइट एंगल ट्राइंगल विद इन फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट. ओके, तो इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर विल सी द सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट, थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट, फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट आल्सो. ओके, एंड वन थिंग, अगर आपको प्रीवियस वीडियो अगर अच्छा लगा हो तो आप हमारे पेज को लाइक कीजिए, शेयर करिए और सब्सक्राइब कीजिए. थैंक यू.